watching Wild Mike and his real wild child.
Howdy, folks. This is Wild Mike here, and of course, as soon as I start, I get a notification on my phone on something. Maybe I actually got a notification that I went live. No, I got a notification that Elihu went live. How you doing, man?
Wow. I'm trying to, in the past, I've not only been able to go live on Twitter. I tried to go live on Twitter, well, X, and YouTube, and hey, it's working for some reason. Why did you get the notification that I'm going live on Twitter and you're not? Or whatever.
I don't know. I think the notification system is always weird because, as I said, I've gotten notifications that I went live after I've ended the stream. And I get the notification that you went live of my stream, but I never got the notification that I went live. That is funny as all hell to me.
I'm still waiting for notification saying you're going live.
God, do you have like a bunch more subscribers than me, and maybe that's why?
I don't know.
And you even said in the comments.
Yeah, I can actually talk in the comments now. I couldn't do it when I was cross-streaming on X.
That's because, I don't know. Twitter is weird, and I've been trying to avoid it as much as possible. I mean, I'm just tired of every time I say something, someone has to be an asshole about it.
Oh, so I said an asshole and I show up.
We got a geek.
What did I talk about, assholes? I mean, how he shows up. Sheesh.
And Bird says, Kapla, how you doing, Bird?
Kapla.
Hey, Bird.
So, and I was showing Elihu before the stream. Yes, I am using it, and yes, it is for sale.
Nice. Very nice.
Hey, I got
who bicked your hair?
What?
I said, looks like somebody bicked your hair.
Oh, I did that. I shaved my head yesterday.
Yeah, it looks like you bicked it.
Yeah, my hair is too messed up. I didn't comb my hair, okay?
So, I am currently in Mexico.
Mine's still here. It's just pulled back.
Well, I am currently in Mexico. And of course, as soon as I start streaming, even though I'm in the car, it's starting to sprinkle just a little bit, and I can see it on my windshield.
Ugh. It's nice, man. I have my windows open.
Oh, I just got another notification. What was it? Apparently, Anti-Trekker went live about 2 hours ago. What the fuck is wrong with YouTube's notification system?
His church stream starts at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I honestly don't understand their system.
I don't know. I was actually, I was looking through my Hulu stuff, and I was like, seeing what everybody was watching. I was like, I can get rid of this add-on. Boom, done.
Yeah, I got rid of Hulu a while back because it's just a pain in the ass. They keep raising the prices, and they're getting rid of shows like they're hemorrhaging blood.
Actually, honestly, I was looking at my Netflix one. I'm looking at the Hulu. You know, you're kind of going through this stuff, seeing what I'm actually. I know it's kind of like, yeah. I went through and I saw what we were looking at, but we had like those little, you know, the add-on things with your Hulu, like you can have HBO Max, or what is it now, Max? So weird. So I was looking through and I was seeing which ones everybody was watching. And I was like, one of the particular ones, I think it was the Cinemax one. Nobody was watching anything on that. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking this one off. Because I actually wanted to give Apple TV a try.
The only thing that was worthwhile ever watching on Apple TV was C.
Well, that's on my list. Right now, I was watching The Pilot for All Mankind.
C is Jason Momoa TV show.
Yeah.
That's the only thing worth watching Apple TV ever had. I'm like, okay, this is worth it.
Well, I can only watch so many episodes of Stargate SG-1 in a day. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm about 5 episodes, then I'm like, yeah, I got to take a break.
Why don't you just watch Comet TV? It's played 6 days a week.
There's nothing on TV to watch.
SG1's on Comet.
I don't need it. Dude, I've got the DVDs. I got the entire fucking box set in my house.
Well, Bird's telling Elihu that you'd probably like For All Mankind.
I love
That is actually the first show I'm watching.
That's a great show, Bird. He recommended that show. I loved it.
It's on my list to watch, but I refuse to pay for Apple TV because I have a standard boycott of anything Apple because the company sucks. I'm not going to start. Well, what I mean is I'm not going to start sending money to a company that once tried to sue me.
Sue you for what? Bad looks?
No, God, it was like at this point 15 years ago when like the first iPhones were coming out. Well, actually, I think it was like the second or third iPhone came out, but either way, Apple didn't pay their rent on a storage warehouse here in Tijuana. So, because they didn't pay for it, someone bought the warehouse, including all their inventory of iPhone products. And these were like extra screens, extra chargers, all that kind of stuff. So they didn't want to really, they just wanted the warehouse. They didn't want the stuff in it. So they were selling that stuff insanely cheap. I'm talking like a brand new iPhone screen for $1.
So they were just getting rid of shit.
Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of the iPhone parts. So I started doing iPhone repairs at the swap meet.
So?
Well, apparently someone told Apple, and they sent me a cease and desist order saying that if I didn't pay them about $40,000 for the license to fix their products, they would sue me into oblivion.
Sounds like fun. But yeah, I was looking what I could drop because I'm like, I can't just add stuff right now. So I was like, I gotta drop something if I want to give this a try. So drop one thing, picked up another.
Well, Mrs. Vile has Netflix at her place. So we've been watching, for some reason, despite the fact that neither one of us have watched the anime, haven't read a single one of the mangas, we've been watching One Piece for the last 2 days.
I tried to watch that.
I don't know. Again, I can't compare it to the manga or the anime. I haven't watched a single episode. I told Mrs. Vile that before we watched the first episode, I told her, I'm going to tell you everything I know about One Piece. They eat fruits that give them superpowers.
That's one more thing than I knew.
That's all I know.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know anything. I think I watched maybe 15 minutes of it, and I said, "Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be interesting for me." And I went on to something else.
Well, me and her are enjoying it very much. The Luffy guy, the guy who's playing Luffy, I don't know if that's how the character acts in the anime, but he is funny as all hell with his optimism. It's kind of amazing.
No, that's cool. Well, I heard a lot of people have really liked it.
I'm still sad that there hasn't been a puppy or hovercraft in any of your Kinder eggs. For those that don't know, I posted a new Kinder video yesterday, and it was a weird monster truck thing. And I mean like an actual car that turns into a monster. I compared it to the attack packs from the old 90s show, the 90s toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely like a hovercraft dandelion because the first Transformer I ever got was Sea Spray. And if you look at the little pyramid, I can't see it right now. Maybe if I put it with a smaller comment. Dandelion, if you look right underneath NB's arm right there, I have a Sea Spray in my little nerd category because he was my first Transformer, and Transformers are nerdy shit, and he's a hovercraft. Because
I don't even remember that one.
He was one of the microbots, same line that had Bumblebee, Huffer, Brawn,
I
Outback.
couldn't get up. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get a whole lot. We couldn't get a whole lot of Transformers. They were kind of little out of our price range sometimes. If I got a Transformer, that was a special thing.
Well, Dandelion, I live in San Diego, where we actually have two amphib bases here, and both of which have hovercrafts, and occasionally you can see them either going off on out of the ocean down to the Pacific or onto Mission Bay. Very rarely, but I have seen them. They're usually transporting something to some ship out there.
Those things are louder than airboats.
Yes, they are very loud. I think the last time I saw one was in Rumble in the Bronx. God, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Jackie!
Oh my lord! Whew.
But yeah,
I don't think I've seen that since I rented it when it first came out.
Well, back going to the One Piece, I'm actually enjoying it. I think the actors are doing a fantastic job portraying live action versions of cartoon characters. The thing basically is a live action cartoon or a live action anime. Everyone, they've got the orange hair people, green hair people, and they don't explain anything about it. So it's just like part of the universe. So it works, especially with the flamboyant costumes, the weird, like little things that each character would have that are fine in an anime or a cartoon that you think wouldn't work in real life, which they kind of don't, but because it doesn't, it still makes sense in context of the show. So I'm enjoying it.
Well, from what I understood, they worked closely with the creator. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk. I had never heard of this particular manga. I don't. Manga is not my thing. That's more my son's area. But
One Piece, Dandelion.
Some people have said it's doing pretty well. There's some changes. I haven't really seen a lot of criticism other than like they wish certain things had been a little more like, I guess, the manga. But other than that, I haven't really heard a lot of complaints.
Is this like the Halo movie where everybody's complaining how it didn't go with the game? How it's not actually going with
No, Halo just sucked.
Oh.
Yeah, Halo was a little bit different. I mean, because I compared the Halo show to the Halo movie Forward Unto Dawn, which was a full movie that had a very, very limited budget. But as far as I'm concerned, that is like one of the best video game movies of all time. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have the Halo Season 1 that was just, well, I didn't even finish it. It was just god-awful.
I watched the whole thing, and I can tell you right now, I must have blocked so much of it out of my memory because I have no idea. I don't remember almost anything from it.
Neither do I. I'm going to be completely honest. There's very little I remember at all.
I just know there's a Halo show on Hulu.
I know there was some female. There was like 2 females and then the Master Chief and then Cortana. Don't really remember anything else.
But Forward Unto Dawn, I remember everything about that movie because, God, it was really well done. And they used the fact that the elites can turn invisible to their advantage because they didn't have the budget to show the elite mock-up that they made in too many shots. Because they knew that, like the original Alien, okay, they knew that, yeah, they did a great job building it, but it wasn't great. So they tried to hide it as much as possible because it was just a guy in a suit.
Yeah. One of the things I would say when I saw that Halo series, I would say if I was going to be compared to anything, I'd have to compare it to that Wing Commander movie that came out back in the 2000s.
That would be a very apt comparison because that was a bad movie. I mean, I played the game, and what's funny is when I first saw the movie, I thought it was pretty good. Then I replayed the game, and I was like, oh, shit, they really fucked this up.
Yeah. And then they did the same thing with Halo. Now, look, I don't care. It didn't have to follow the storyline of the games. I understand. We all understand that that's not necessarily possible in a series, but you stick to the core of the story, at least, of the universe you're going to be in. You don't do Witcher's another example. They just flat out, everything I've read about it, everything I've seen is Henry Cavill wanted to stay in line with the source material, and the production flat out was fighting him every step of the way. And by the third season, because they knew he was leaving, it's even been flat out said some things, they purposely kind of limited his role in that series. They were bringing it up to be more Siri now. And they were even saying, I was saying that even now that because with Henry Cavill gone and the other guy coming in, it's going to be more focused on Siri. They're talking about for season 4. I'm like, dude, nobody's going to watch season 4. The only reason anybody was watching it was because of Henry Cavill.
You mean all the all the grunting he did?
Hey man, I thought he did a good job.
That was his line.
Hold on, NB. I can tell you right now that Mrs. Vile only watched The Witcher because of Henry Cavill, because she has a huge crush on Henry Cavill. And Daniel Lane saying, has anyone watched the new season of Ragnarok on Netflix? I like the first 2 seasons, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. I watched number 3. I have not seen that show at all. I don't know.
I don't even know what it's about.
And Elihu is putting in scientific stuff. Comet C 2023 P1 Nishimura, September 12th, passing within 78 million miles. Early risers should look toward the northeastern horizon about 11 and a half hours before dawn. 11 and a half hours before dawn?
I meant 1.5 hours, sorry.
I'm like, why don't you just say right after sunset?
Sorry, about an hour and a half. Not 11 and a half. Extra 1, sorry.
God damn. Well, since I wake up about that time, maybe I'll go out and try to see it. Except basically,
if you look up in the sky, you see all the twinkling dots. The fuzzy dot, that's the comet. It's not twinkling in the sky, it's a fuzzy dot in the sky. That's the comet. You can see with your naked eye. It should be about this the height of satellites. You can see a lot clearer with binoculars, a hell of a lot clearer with a telescope.
Well, I don't have a telescope anymore. I don't have binoculars that I can get to easily.
I do have some binos. I have binos, but I have no scope.
I got 2 binoculars and 2 telescopes.
There's a shocker. Actually, it'd be more of a shocker if you told me you didn't have a telescope.
I got 2 of them.
I ended up having to sell mine, I think, a long time ago.
I got a Meade and a Celestrum.
But is there no tail on this one, or is the tail facing away from us so we can't see it?
The tail is prominent.
Okay.
All right. Well,
about another 430 years before it passes again. This is why we need observations on the side of the sun. This one came from the direction of the sun. We didn't know it.
Oh, man.
Like Chelyabinsk. We didn't know it was coming.
Sorry, Mrs. Vile's nephew's staring at me.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's walking towards me. I'm going to be harassed.
It's always something. So what'd you guys do this week? Anything fun?
No.
I'm trying to fix my car.
I'm trying to get I'm starting to work out again. I actually finished up my 3rd week. Well, technically tomorrow's the end of it. I was going to work out today, but my neck is really bothering me, so I'm going to take an extra day off.
¿Qué pasó? I think he knows that I'm streaming live, so he's not going to talk right now. Oh, now he says something. What?
What I say that. What I se rompió esa cosa, mira. What I...
No comprendo.
You're gonna have to start learning your Spanish.
Yeah, I know. Mi español es bastante malo.
Guarda.
No, no toca.
Guarda.
Wow.
No toca.
They're just quarters. Dinero americano. Now he found the Transformers I keep in the glove box.
Oh no, he found your hidden toy stash.
Oh, he's known where they are. He likes to come out and play with the pterosaur I got in the glove box. Why I keep a pterosaur in my glove box, I don't know anymore.
Okay, what the hell?
I bought a cliff jumper a while ago. Not a cliff jumper. Oh, what is his name? Why can't I remember his name? Ironhide. A G1 version of Ironhide. Here, Gordo. Let me see. I'm gonna show on the screen. Hold on. See, he's supposed to be fairly cartoon accurate,
Cool.
but I couldn't say no to this guy.
Well, hey, I just discovered that a video is missing off of YouTube. One of my videos is missing. What the hell happened to it? I was going to post that little link about how to measure night sky with your hand instead of a sextant, but I can't find it. It just disappeared. My video is gone.
Elihu looks like he has no arms because the shirt color matches the background.
Oh, ha ha ha.
Doesn't everyone keep toys in their glove box? Everyone should keep toys in the glove box.
Yeah, my video is gone. What the hell?
Did you delete it on accident, or did you?
I have never deleted any videos, and it's gone.
Were you doing something illegal on it?
No. It's been here forever.
All right. Now, since we were talking about it earlier, and the other thing I was going to bring up was I'm finally watching Superman and Lois.
Okay.
I'm on season 2, and they're doing this whole Bizarro thing. Cabeza, fold over. He's figuring out how to turn it into the car mode. But you know how we made those complaints about Halo not following the story of Superman, or of the Halo universe?
Yeah.
Well, Superman and Lois is doing the exact same thing. They're not following any established canon when it comes to Superman. I mean, they gave him a whole second son that doesn't exist in the comic books. Because I don't know if you read the current comic books, but they have, the Superboy with Jonathan Kent, who,
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, here they have Jonathan Kent, but they also have another son called Jordan Kent. So that's completely, going against the comic books, but it's introducing a new dynamic. Superman has a brother, a half brother through his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not has nothing to do with the comic books, because that's, as far as I can tell, I've never heard anything about that in the comic books.
No.
And it's giving him an interesting dynamic to have, not just a cousin in Supergirl, but a actual brother. And Bizarro is, the only thing weird about him is the fact that they talk backwards, and that's it. I mean, he's powered by a red sun instead of a yellow sun, and Earth has a red sun in that universe that he comes from.
Earth has a white sun.
You know what I mean? In the comic books, they call it the yellow sun. So
yeah, I know.
But he's essentially he's still a version of Superman, and
So I
he's
can't
still
hear
a
you.
good. In his universe, he's still a good guy. He's a self-absorbed good guy, but he's a good guy. So it's just kind of interesting how they're doing the exact same thing we complained about in Halo, but it works because it's Superman. Does that make sense?
Well, Superman has. Okay, think about it. Superman has had iterations of himself from the Golden Age to the Silver Age to the modern age to the New 52 to whatever the hell they're doing now. It's take your fucking pick at this point. I don't, like I said, I don't keep up with this stuff. And I'm going to be honest, I don't keep up with it anymore. I haven't for a long time. So when I see news on stuff about it, I may read on it, and I rarely ever say anything about it because I'm like, it doesn't affect me. I don't read this shit anymore. I've got over 3,000 comics of Batman and Superman from with Robin, with Nightwing, with Birds of Prey, with Batgirl from 1986 to 2011. If I want to read Superman, I've got more than enough to do.
You know, I cannot recall any adaptation that mirrored a comic book story. I'm like, why are people upset? Because it didn't mirror the comic book story? It's an adaptation.
I will say one thing about, and I did not like Henry Cavill as Superman. I want to make that very clear. Not necessarily maybe Henry Cavill himself, but the way they portrayed him, and I really hated Kevin Costner's Jonathan Kent, whatever. That said, I will say the way they did Krypton looked very much like from the comic World of Krypton. So I thought that was a nice. I was like, oh, this actually looks like Krypton.
I'm sorry, but the best adaptation of Krypton I've seen is the show Krypton on Sci-Fi.
Well, I never saw Krypton.
I kind of messed it up because basically, spoiler, Brainiac went to Earth in the 1800s.
I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah, I had no interest in watching the Krypton show on, I think it was Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, it was good until the end. Like, what the hell? They just messed this up.
They haven't put a decent sci-fi show on since, well, Dark Matter. That was the last decent one.
And I'll be honest, I haven't watched Dark Matter either. I know I probably should, but
don't bother, man. You're just gonna get yourself set up for a big letdown.
Yeah.
But I've heard
that's one of those. That's like one of those. That's like one of the one. So here's the whole thing that I could not figure out why Sci-Fi did this. So you had Dark Matter and you had Killjoys going on. Both of them getting the same ratings. Literally the same ratings. Somehow, Killjoys gets renewed at the third season, gets renewed for 2 more seasons. Dark Matter gets canceled. It's kind of like, why didn't you just give them both a 4th season?
Maybe it had something to do with production and cost, because remember when the CW was debating whether or not to release some shows, and the only one actually made it past it was Lois and Clark because of production value. They can actually afford to do this. The other shows they couldn't.
Yeah, but here's no, I don't know, because well, I put it this way: I watched Killjoys and I watched Dark Matter, and Dark Matter was leaps and bounds a better fucking sci-fi show than Killjoys was.
I think Joseph needs to start writing again.
What's that?
I think Joseph needs to start writing again.
He's talking about Joseph Malazzi on Twitter.
Baron Destructo.
Yeah. But my whole point was just, I think Superman and like comic, that type of stuff gets away with it because they've already done it so many times, you know, adapting it into a different medium, portraying the characters as different things. I mean, I'll be honest. The first time I watched Batman 89, as much as I loved that movie, I got pissed when they showed us the origin of the Joker.
I wasn't bothered by that one.
To me, I was like, well, now we know who he came from. He was just some gangster, who went crazy. But as I matured and rewatched it, it doesn't bother me as much because it's a different interpretation of the character, and they've used that in the comic books as well.
Well, when was it? Isn't the only time Joe Chill even been used was in Batman Begins?
Well, every time a new hero is created, a new villain is created. So basically, they create each other. So when Batman was created, the Joker got created.
See, there is a comic I would love to see them. I'd love an Elsewhere.
Poe. I don't know what the hell you're thinking.
He's a married straight man, Poe.
Poe knows that. Poe knows I'm straight.
I'm also just confused because no.
I don't know. Maybe he likes my hair pulled back. Maybe it's the beard look. I don't know. Maybe it's the gray in the beard. It might be that. I don't know. Good to see you, Poe. How you been, man? So, shit. What were we talking about?
Batman.
Yeah, we were talking about Batman. There's a comic I always wanted to see done, and that is a story of, and they almost teased it once in one arc, but it didn't happen. Is what would happen if Batman, who uses fear, actually had a Sinestro ring, a yellow ring?
Wouldn't work against his character. It's tactics.
Apparently, Poe is half straight.
I know.
So
I don't know what half straight means.
I don't care if you're straight, gay, or bi, man. I just want to let you know. Ambient Geek is married.
Okay. You guys act like you think I don't know he's bisexual.
I know. I don't care I don't care.
Oh, is that what he meant?
Yeah, he's bisexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be bisexual because the only sex I was getting was when I bought it.
Well, paying for it's just like marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they're going to walk away from you and take your money anyway.
I can't remember whose joke it was. Was the whole one of these days I'm just going to go find a beautiful woman and just give her a house. Some married people are experimental. I agree.
There are.
But back to Batman.
We're not discussing that.
What was it? Which one were you talking about? Storyline that
I said I would love to see a storyline with Batman actually getting a Sinestro ring, the Ring of Fear, and how a story arc would affect with him saying, like he can't get rid of the ring. It's like the ring is he's stuck with it. So how would he go about using that?
That might work
in the process of trying to figure out how to get rid of it.
Well, that might work for one of the DC animated movies, but I don't think it would work in live action.
No, not live action. I'm thinking comic book. I was thinking it'd be a comic book I'd like to have.
I thought he's gotten the Fear Ring multiple times.
The only time I've only ever heard about it once, and I don't even know how accurate that was. If there was an Elsewhere story of that, I've not found it.
Aren't they redoing Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Don't know. Like I said, I don't really keep up with the comic book, what's going on in the comic book world, unless it's more on the indie side of things.
I thought I read something about they're redoing Crisis.
Okay, according to CBR.com, they have these literally in different storylines. There's been a version of Batman that has had almost every single ring. Blackest Night, he had a Black Lantern ring. In Brightest Day, he had a White Lantern ring.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Anzo.
Apparently, Hal Jordan let Batman borrow his ring for a little bit.
Like, Anzo, Purdy's
He's
going
had
down.
the Sinestro ring. What?
Sorry, I had to tell Anzo that Purdy is going down. Brock Purdy, football. Purdy's
You
going to
talking
get
about
sacked
this?
twice. Yeah, Purdy's going to get sacked twice, Anzo. Watch the game in about 10 minutes or 20 minutes. He hates
I
49ers.
don't watch
Sorry.
football. Nah.
He hates 49ers. Sorry, I just said voted him. Purdy's going to get sacked.
I have no idea what teams you're talking about.
49ers play in about 20 minutes. Brock Purdy's quarterbacking today. One of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I stopped watching football when the Chargers left San Diego.
I never watched football. I never could get into it.
But I think you're right. It might be interesting to see like a Green Lantern Batman storyline where Batman is forced with one of the rings. Fear probably fits him the best, in all honesty. But again, I could see it as an animated movie, but that's about it. I wouldn't want to see it live action.
I don't think it'd work live. No, live action, I don't think it'd work. I think an anime or a comic book, it would work just fine.
Batman with the ring? No. Batman using Scarecrow's fear toxin? Yes.
And how you doing, Bird?
Hello, world. It's Birdo5. Kapla.
Kapla, Bird.
So, Elihu, why are you telling people there's nothing good on Apple TV if you admit there's For All Mankind is on Apple TV?
The show is not season 4, so it's not on right now. So technically,
there's 3 seasons of it on Apple TV.
I'm still waiting to find out how she survived.
Right now. Dude, I'm 25 minutes into this. I'm already like, I think I know I'm gonna like this show.
How did she survive that bombing? I want to know.
Well, I think what he's saying is there's nothing currently airing that he likes.
Okay.
Bird.
There's nothing currently airing anywhere.
That's not how that's not how streaming works.
Because if it's on the platform, it's a great platform, although there's no new episodes of shows.
If it's relatively recent on the platform, yeah, I would say it means there's some, just because it's not streaming currently doesn't mean it's not on the platform.
Oh, like the best thing to watch on Hulu is the Orville. Gotcha.
Well, here's the thing. All anybody ever talks about is either the Orville, Star Wars, Star Trek. We occasionally get to Stargate. Nobody ever talks about what's on Apple TV. Or
I do.
Okay, you're the exception. You're like the one exception.
And well, even Elihu here knows it, and the way he phrases it, it tells people, "Oh, there's nothing worth watching on Apple TV." It's just not true.
Currently.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna check. At least I'm gonna go to Google. I'm just gonna type in best shows on Apple TV.
There's a handful. None that I watch, mind you, but except for
All right, first link is for a website called vulture.com. 20 episodes or 20 best TV shows on Apple TV right now. Now, by right now, I mean, well, okay, this article was only last month, so apparently it's fairly recent. Let's see, we have Hijack. 1 season, 7 episodes.
That sounds familiar.
It's apparently a thriller in the vein of 24, involving a real-time telling of a plane hijacking.
That's
starring
right.
Idris Elba.
That's the one with Idris Elba in it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, that sounds familiar. There's no magic bag like 24, by the way.
After Party. I don't know. They're talking about the creators, but it doesn't really tell me anything about the plot. Oh, a hysterical murder mystery, not like nothing else on television, taking an Agatha Christie plot and filtering it through some of the funniest voices in comedy.
Oh, Murders in
Okay.
the Building?
No, The After Party.
Oh, it sounded like Murders in the Building. Only Murders in the Building.
Something called Blackbird. The true story about a criminal named Jimmy Keene. Okay. Something called Dickinson, which sounds like a porno.
It's Charles Dickinson.
Emily Dickinson. It's a TV show about Emily Dickinson. Okay.
I mean, listen, you're
Go
reading
ahead.
the 20 top. That's ridiculous.
I'm
Even
just
Netflix doesn't have 20 great series. You know, if
Well-
you can find 4, I'd be surprised.
Well, I'm just reading these, and I
But
haven't heard of
obviously, if
any
somebody
so
says
far.
20 top, that's an unrealistic. That's just a advertisement. To
Probably.
say that there's 20 great shows out of what? I mean, how many shows do they have? 25?
I think they have about. I think when I looked at it, somewhere around 40 or 50 shows. I mean, yeah, they got a lot. I mean, they don't exactly have like a couple of hundred shows, original programs at least.
Okay, well, this is the next one is 5 Days at Memorial. It's basically about Hurricane Katrina, or at least a hospital called Memorial Hospital during Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, I know where that hospital was. Down in Clement.
Then we get to the only one I've heard of so far, For All Mankind. So I'm not, since we talked about it already, I'm not going to go into it.
It's not in the top spot.
No, it's not in the top spot.
It should be in the top 5.
Agreed.
It's ridiculous if it's not.
Apparently, these are in reverse order. So the number 1 was that hijack one. So
That's
that would
probably
make
because
For All
that's not.
Mankind 5th out of 20.
That's probably because it is a more recent show that's airing.
Then there's something called Little America, which is a horror anthology series, apparently, about immigration in America.
So it's based on
The
current
Morning
events.
Show.
The what show?
The
Morning show is legit. I mean, it's not for me, but I get it. And
Never heard of
Ted
it.
Lasso would be another top 5 show. But again, not for me.
Something
Ted
called
La-
Mythic Quest, which is they're saying I don't get it.
Mythic Quest is a game development TV show. People try to develop games. It's a contest. It's a reality game show, whatever.
Something called Pachinko, which I'm guessing is based on the Japanese ball game, but it's a generation-spanning epic about Korean women. Okay. Platonic. Apparently, it's a sequel to the movie Neighbors, starring Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. Okay. Well, we're up to this second one that I've actually heard of. The Problem with Jon Stewart, because I've seen clips of it. But yeah, it's just Jon Stewart interviewing people in the same style that he did on The Daily Show. One that I actually saw because of the Vile Children, Schmigadoon. Have you guys heard about this one?
That's a great musical. Season 2 of Rock. Season 1 was better.
Yeah, I saw it because of the Vile Kids. So I didn't even know that one was on Apple. I thought it was on Netflix. Because I think we watched it on Netflix, which is weird. Oh, I don't know when he posted that, but he says he's going to Carl's Jr.
Yeah, if you guys watched Schmigadoon, watch the first season because the Chicago one was stupid.
What was it called?
Schmigadoon. The first season was better. Second one went Chicago-ish. That's Chicago the musical.
I only saw the first season so far, but again, I'm pretty sure I saw it on Netflix, which is weird.
Might not be
Something called
exclusive.
Servant.
What? Spermint?
Servant.
Oh, I thought it said spermint. I'm like, huh?
Servant.
Oh.
Now, if you
It's
look at
produced by M.
ratings
Night
for
Shyamalan.
now, if you look at the ratings, viewer ratings on IMDb, that kind of gives you a decent idea. I saw For All Mankind. I'm assuming IMDb is a 10-point system.
Yes, it's out of 10, I believe.
Okay. I saw For All Mankind on their list. It's like got an 8.0 rating, viewer rating.
Okay.
So that's pretty good.
This show says it's been on for 4 seasons, and I'm really confused. Okay, this is the plot synopsis of Servant. Lauren Ambrose stars as a Philadelphia reporter who has been treating a baby doll like her actual child. She hires a nanny to take care of the toy, and her husband is startled when the doll comes to life. And I'm like, that lasted 4 seasons and 40 episodes?
He could have.
That I might have to watch that one just because I'm interested in how it fucking lasted 40 episodes.
I gotta be honest with you. Now I'm a little curious myself. You that kind of makes you wonder: is this a creepy movie? Is it a creepy? What kind of it? Is it a thriller or what?
It's produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay, that explains. Okay, so it's gonna be.
Nothing explains that a lot when his name's involved, dude. Nothing explains that. Come on.
Oh, everything explains that. He has a very niche writing style.
Yeah,
Let's
but
just be honest. It's very niche. It's like what's his name?
R.L. Stein adult version.
I was actually gonna say like Quentin Tarantino.
I'd say R.L. Stein adult version.
No, because M. Night Shyamalan does not know how to write dialogue like Quentin Tarantino can.
No,
I
that's
just
why-
said they write a very specific type of movie.
More shocking that only the husband was surprised when the doll came to life. I'm wondering how he's able to stay married to someone who thinks their doll is their child or treats a doll like their child.
Who treats the dog like a child? Come
The
on.
joke was
I
on
get
him.
unnerved when people treat their dogs like children.
I know. Get the dog out of that stroller.
I can tell you so many times I've been at one of my stores where someone has their dog in the shopping cart, and they're like, "Should we go to electronics and see if there's anything you want to watch?" I'm like, "You're talking to a fucking dog. What do you think
What
the
was the
dog's
name of
gonna
that?
be like? Oh, they got the complete series of Lassie. Let's go get that, Mama."
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot find the complete seasons of Lassie. I've looked.
And Pose.
Actually, if I'm being honest, I was looking for a very specific time of Lassie when it was, Lassie and Timmy, not Jeff, because originally it was Jeff, and then it was Timmy. The fact that none of you all have a damn clue what I'm talking about is very sad.
Dude,
We're old. We
haven't-
know who Daffy and Timmy is, okay?
No, I'm talking about who Jeff was.
I don't know who Jeff was. I didn't watch Lassie.
That was the guy who owned. That was the boy who owned Lassie before Timmy.
Hold on. Maybe the plot twist.
Yeah,
is
now
the
he's
doll
gotta
is
look
really
this
the
up.
child
Now
of
he's
the
gotta
father
look
of
this
the
up.
original. That would actually be interesting concept, Dandelion.
Hola, Mrs. Cardenas.
And yeah, Mrs. Vile's in the chat, even though she's in her room,
Hey,
and
Mrs.
I can see the
Vile.
room from here.
What was the name of that doll? What was the name of the doll thing again? I was gonna look that
Annabelle?
up.
Annabelle?
Hold on, let me go back. Servant.
Servant. Thank you.
The next one is Severance. It just says it's critically acclaimed and it has Christopher Walken in it, so I might have to watch that one.
Just for Christopher Walken, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me tell you how Lassie worked here. Lassie was originally called Jeff's Collie from episode 1 to episode 116, and then it was the Timmy and Lassie from episode 116 to 352.
Hold on, I'm gonna. When did Lassie come out?
1954.
Yeah, so that's literally 30 years before I was born, dude.
Well, the original Lassie came out long before then. It was a movie.
Okay, when did that come out?
Oh, good question. When did Lassie come home? Oh, Lassie. I'm trying to remember. A long damn time.
And Elias telling everyone he has to pee.
Yeah, Lassie Come Home, 1943 film. And that was in, I believe, England.
Yeah, I have, as I said, I've never really been a huge fan of Lassie, so.
You uncultured person.
Sorry. Maybe I'm just
Come
not
on,
as
man. How can you not? Come on, man. Timmy fell down the well. We got to go save him. Somehow they always understand what the hell Lassie's saying. It's like
No,
they
I will. One of my favorite games of all time, Fallout New Vegas. If you have the Wild Wasteland trait turned on,
yeah.
there's a point where Rex the Robo Dog starts barking at you, and only if you have this activated, he'll do this, and it'll take you to a location that doesn't exist in the main game if you don't have that trait selected, where you Rex tells you about someone who's fallen down a well. You find this well, go down it. You find a child's corpse next to a BB gun and a dead mole rat.
So here's a little interesting thing for you. The Lassie Come Home movie that came out in 1943 starred Roddy McDowall.
Interesting. I didn't know
As the schoolboy. Oh, shit, he was the schoolboy in it. I mean, gosh darn. That was actually Roddy McDowall as a kid. I didn't know that when I watched it. Long ass time ago, I watched it.
That means you're old.
You're older than
Okay.
me.
I know.
This one is Shrinking. Let's see. It's about a therapist who decides to get a little too honest with his patients, much to the shock of his colleagues, and his colleagues are played by Jessica Williams and Harrison Ford. God, again, I might want to watch that one just to see what Harrison Ford's doing. Let's see. A show called Silo, which is an adaptation of a series of books called Wool by Hugh Howey. I've never heard of the series. Set in the future in which we've destroyed the planet, Silo refers to the huge underground bunker that houses around 10,000 citizens underground.
10,000, that's it? Wow, small population.
Barely enough to keep genetic diversity up. Slow Horses, a spy thriller.
Slow Horses. Is that Brokeback Mountain from the perspective of the horses?
Maybe. But God, look at, the cast list is interesting. Will Smith, Gary Oldman, and it's about British spies, so it's actually closer to James Bond. Swagger. A heartfelt drama. I don't give a shit about that. Ted Lasso, which I actually have heard of, but I haven't seen anything about it. I've heard it's good, though, and that's the last show on the list. So out of the entire list that I went over, I've only heard of 3 of the top 20 shows, apparently.
I've
And
only heard a
seen
couple of
one.
them.
But as I said, I'm not going to go pay for Apple TV, but I might go watch some of the other ones in other means. As I said, I'm fairly sure I saw Schmigadoon on Netflix. Maybe it's because we were using a VPN. Hold on.
It kind of does look like I have no arms. I just actually noticed that. Here's some
Apparently it
arms.
says it's only available on Apple TVs, so maybe we did watch it on Apple TV and I just didn't notice.
I thought it was Netflix. Oh, I need more coffee. Hang on. I can't hear you when I take out my headphones.
All right, so Bird was saying about Netflix, even it may not even have them. I mean, let's look at the top shows on Netflix.
What I meant
Let's
was
see.
Netflix is a far larger streaming service than Amazon and than Apple. And I'd be hard pressed to think of 20 great shows on Netflix. Certainly, 20 great shows on Apple is just a ridiculous
what's funny about
number.
That? Apparently, let's see. This article was again last month. This is the 100 best Netflix series to watch right now. So, and this is Rotten Tomatoes. So they're saying that they've got 100 shows that you should watch on Netflix. Babysitter's Club, Dragon Prince, Mo, Hippo and the Age of Wonder Beasts, Arcane League of Legends, which I haven't watched, but I know that Mrs. Vile's brother is watching that one right now on Netflix. Blood of Zeus, Red Rise, Maya and the Three, Cyberpunk, Edge Runners, The Order, Katla, Hilda, Big Mouth. I've heard of Big Mouth. Katla, Hilda. What the hell is going on there?
That was me.
To answer Poe's question, I have seen Dexter, and I did watch the Dexter New Blood.
Never saw Dexter. Never got into it.
Well, I'll put Ragnarok on my list. I've got like 40 shows that I want to watch that I've been putting on a list, and I just watch them as I try.
You're lucky. I have like almost nothing in my queues right now.
Well, like For All Mankind's been on my list for like 2 years, but because I can only watch like 2 or 3 episodes of something a day at most, you know, I just don't have the time to binge watch as much as I used to. I mean, like I've been watching Superman and Lois, but I've been watching Superman and Lois for this entire month so far. And I'm averaging about an episode and a half a day.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about later today. I'm going to pick some shows, and I'm going to go kind of back to an old school way of doing things. And I'm actually going to schedule days. I'm like, okay, today I watch this, then I'll watch this on this day, break it up a little bit. except for, I'll watch Stargate, those kind of shows I can binge 4 or 5 episodes, no problem. But we are talking 20 something at 22 episodes over the span of 10 seasons. So I thought it was hilarious. My daughter's watching, she was watching Supernatural. She said she got to season 5. She's like, she took a break. And she's like, doesn't know if she wants to go back or not. I was like, why? She goes, because there's still 10 more freaking seasons. And I'm like, yeah, about 20 plus episodes each.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how short, now that things on streaming so much, how short seasons have become. I mean, everything used to be 20, 25, 26 episodes, and now everything's like 8, 9, 10 episodes.
Well, we kind of went away from the episodic. Okay, so for things like Law and Order, CSI, a lot of those shows, one of the advantages of their episodic nature is you could actually stop at a certain point in the show and that'd be the end of it, or you could pick up at a certain point in the show and probably not lose a whole lot, and not lose a whole lot in it. You're not going to get totally confused on, a lot of backstory on the plot. Like if you showed up in CSI like season 4 or 5, you're eventually going to have a pretty good idea what the characters are like. You did that with Law and Order. You never really knew much about the characters' personal lives.
You mean like when Frasier was there, season 2? Oh, wait, I know who Frasier is. I know who these people are. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Caddy's in the chat.
Oh, crap. I mean, hi.
Hey, Caddy.
Come on up, sweetheart, if you want.
Caddy,
But,
there's this new show called Bonnie and Clyde.
Well, then you have shows like NCIS and which one is the only one left of the Law and Orders? SVU, I think. And they've been on like going 20 some odd years now, I think. Pretty close to it. I just can't bring myself to want to watch a show that has that many freaking episodes. I'm just like, no.
All right, Law and Order is, let's see.
I think SVU's actually past the original.
Okay, it lasted 20 seasons. In 2010, it went on 2010 it ended, and then on September 28th, 2021, it came back for a 21st season. And it's currently on its 23rd season.
Law and Order came back?
Yeah, it came back in 2021, and it's on its 23rd season.
Oh, it must be one of those where they did. Okay, remember for a while there was this kick going on. They brought back Murphy Brown. They brought back Mad About You. They brought back Will and Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They brought back Roseanne. They brought back. It was like they were just bringing all these old shows back, and well, you think about it, most of them didn't last. Murphy Brown didn't last but a season. Roseanne only lasted a season, then the Connors spin-off, but we all know that controversy.
Well, you know what's funny is I watched the Connors because it was on Hulu when I was paying for Hulu. And I was actually impressed with how topical they got. But the problem with it is it's going to date it so badly in the future because they talk about COVID for like six episodes straight. And I can tell you right now, as a historical piece, it'll probably be very interesting to see that, like in 100 years, how people look at that. But in 20 years, people are not going to give a shit about that show because they're not going to care about COVID.
No. Well, the problem, one of the things too, I think I heard about this. Speaking of which, aren't they bringing Frasier back?
No, they're supposed to, but it's been put on hold and green lighted and yellowed and wait. They're like, stop.
I think the whole Kelsey Grammer thing is going to cause people not to want to watch it. So I think they're going to have to hold back until he can become franchisable again.
What?
I have no idea. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did.
The whole pressuring people into having sex thing.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
Oh,
I don't.
just to list the for the amount of episodes that Law and Order currently has, it has 488 episodes.
Jeez. What was
All
it,
right.
that Murphy Brown show came back, and what was it, that Will and Grace came back? Did that last, or did it stay?
No,
This
Will
is-
and Grace was only a couple episodes specials. Murphy
But
Brown
I thought it
supposed
was
to be a
I thought it
reboot.
was a reboot. I thought they brought the show back.
No, they were supposed to bring back Murphy Brown, but that tanked. The whole funny part of Murphy Brown was, who's your secretary this week?
Okay, apparently it was allegations that were brought up from an event that happened in 1995 where he slept with his underage babysitter.
Oh, okay.
And during the whole Me
Allegedly.
Too movement, she kind of
Allegedly.
she brought it up.
All
And
right. Oh, okay. So here's how the Will and Grace thing worked. It ended season 8 in 2006. Well, actually, I guess they did pretty good. It lasted 9, 10, lasted 3 more seasons, 9, 10, 11 from 18, 19, and 20. I didn't watch Will and Grace back then. I didn't watch Murphy Brown, so these weren't shows that I was going to watch. I didn't even know Mad About You was had come back and gone.
yeah, Mad About You came back? Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I didn't
Neither
know
did
Paul
I.
Reiser and Helen Hunt.
I have Mad About You. I actually have the series.
Hey, Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt came back on TV? No way.
Some shows don't reboot well. They are just intrinsic to the time they were released and popular. I completely agree. The way to do it is to do a whole quote unquote next, like Star Trek did it, do a next generation thing.
Or like Fresh Prince did. Do a whole new genre of Fresh Prince. I love the new reboots.
So
I didn't know they did a
there was
reboot
a
of Fresh
season.
Prince. Damn.
Yeah. Oh yes. It makes a hell of a lot more sense than the comical, theatrical, campy version of the Will Smith original version. Basically, one teenager's like, I love this show. How about making it a drama? She wrote a little pilot episode of Will Smith. Will's like, love this. He became executive producer on this, and they made a whole new show on this. It actually makes more sense with the gang violence, with the way Uncle Phil treats Carlton, the way Carlton is. It makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Okay.
So Mad About You came back.
Sorry, hold on. Just to go back a little bit. Apparently, the Frasier reboot thing is actually scheduled to air October 12th of this year on Paramount Plus.
Really?
In theory, that's when it's supposed to show up. So we got a month.
What show?
The Frasier reboot thing.
Okay.
So what happened with Mad About You was it went off the air in 1999, and Spectrum brought it back for an 8th season in 2019. 20 years later, it's been off the air for 20 years. It's I agree. These stop trying to bring Charlie's Angels and shit like this back, okay? Knight Rider, all that stuff, just stop. They worked for their time.
Okay, I will give you an example of a show that when they did the reboot treatment, I was thoroughly impressed with how they handled it. And that was Boy Meets World.
With Girl Meets World?
Yeah. Because it took the same basic concept, but they literally made the boy the dad. They made the girl the boy fell in love with the mom. And because it's a gender reversed of the original concept, boy versus girl, it shows how things are different between the genders. It works.
Look, some shows you can continue on and make the work. Cobra Kai did a very good way of taking a movie franchise from the 80s and make it to where it was, relatable to the old fans and accessible to new fans who, don't necessarily know the Karate Kid movies.
Yeah, you guys think that Ralph Macchio was a dick in the movies? He really was. This is his character. Watch the show.
No, I love the fact that they even I love the fact that at one point, I love the fact in one season where LaRusso's like, I know what it was like, to be bullied in school. And somebody goes, yeah, I heard you were the bully.
Yeah. He was really jerking the show. That's the best part about it.
No, the best part about it was when Johnny is sitting there talking with Miguel, giving his point of view of what happened. And it's kind of like, yeah, actually, I can see Johnny's point of view. And yeah, Danny was a dick. There's no way around it. Danny was a dick.
Yeah. They made the bad guy the good guy. Josh Gad, great actor.
Well, let's remember, I mean, LaRusso did fucking sucker punch him. That's just a bitch move. You don't do that. So when Johnny kicks his ass, every time I see that now, I was like, when I first watched it as a kid, I was like, oh, that's fucking a little too harsh. And now as I watch it as I'm older, I'm like, nah, Danny, you deserve that shit. I'm like, that was a bitch move. I'm like, you pull a bitch move, you got taken down like a bitch.
God, Cobra Kai is another one that was on my list. I watched like 2 episodes or 3 episodes with LDG on this. I think it was on this stream. And I just never got back to it. And I think I took it off the list for some reason, and I can't remember what.
God, Cobra Kai is great. We need to put it back.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's managed to do pretty well. There's 1 season left. Obviously, we don't know we know it's been greenlit for 1 last season. That was always the plan. Obviously, with the strike, that's going to be a while before we hear any new details. And apparently, with the strike going on, all anybody on the streaming talks about is Disney and Renee, whatever the chick playing the
Renee Russo.
Snow White in the Snow White movie.
Russo? Oh, wait. Oh, shit, not Renee Russo. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, I keep seeing it. It's like, I'm like, okay, guys, you've been talking about this for almost a month now. The one thing I really keep up is the news on, what's going on at Disney, as far as the whole corporate thing going. Keep up with that.
This white movie, I don't care.
What's that?
What, Mike?
Mike.
I think he's having computer problems again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? All of a sudden, StreamYards was like not working.
It must have been on your end. None of us seem to have had an issue.
Nope.
No, literally, my camera froze on my end, and then I switched the camera off, and it just showed me with a nipple. Well, that depends, Danny Lyon. I have in the listing that I'd wash it before I send it, but if you want it unwashed, I will send it to you unwashed. And you could DNA.
Okay, that just sounded creepy.
He will.
I'm thinking of the Leonard Nimoy napkin from Big Bang Theory and Sheldon.
Yeah. I have Spock DNA.
I have Leonard Nimoy's DNA. I can clone. I'm one healthy ovum away from cloning my own Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah. Oh no.
I never could get in that show. I watched like 3 episodes of Big Bang Theory, and I giggled once in the whole thing.
There were some funny episodes. There were some boring episodes, stupid ones, but overall, it was an interesting show.
Yeah, I liked the show up until a certain point, and I just stopped watching, and I don't even know when I stopped watching.
It's kind of like The Simpsons or South Park. Just one day you stop watching, and you don't know when it happened.
Yeah, I stopped watching South Park season 18.
I think I stopped watching Simpsons. Maybe 2005 might have been the last episode I saw one. Wait a minute. Yeah, might have been about that time.
As I said, I just don't know when I stopped. I just know at some point I didn't care to watch it anymore.
I mean, I did see the streaming wars, South Park streaming wars. That was funny.
I didn't watch that one. No. See, me and a buddy of mine used to watch South Park all the time, but we'd like binge watch 4 or 5 episodes, and then we'd stop watching it for a few weeks, and we'd been, just because that way we didn't have to watch it every week. But I don't know. At some point, we just stopped, and I don't know why.
I never watched it full time. It was just something that like I'd watch if it was on, but it wasn't something I was ever gravitated towards.
Okay, Caddy's had plenty of time to wake up. If you're still listening, sweetheart, you can hit the link and join us.
Hey, Caddy, did you know that in 2021 there was a show in the Netherlands called Bonnie and Clyde? It debuted November 4th, 2021. Thought you might be interested in that.
That's if she's even still listening.
You're not going down to South Park and have a really good time with some friends of mine?
Sorry, that was eBay sending me a notification. No, nothing sold.
Yeah.
It makes an entirely different sound if something is purchased. It makes a cha-ching sound. Let's see.
Yeah, well, that's the key fucking thing. I want to know how many fucking computers I'm allowed to put this on before I buy it, motherfucker.
Damn, it's cold.
All right, I'm sending her a message on Messenger, Caddy, to see if she's still listening.
What's that, Elihu? You said it's cold?
Yeah, it's chilly out.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good here. It's like, 71 right now? 72? I don't know. I got the windows open. I even had to turn I got the windows open. I had to even turn the fan down. It was getting cold.
It's 57 degrees. It's a little chilly.
Ooh, nice. It's my kind of weather.
I know.
Oh, this next week.
Elihu, I just told her that you were talking about a Bonnie and Clyde show. So let's see if she comes back.
Okay. It's something that stumbled across my watch list. I'm like, what the hell is this?
What streaming service is it on?
I don't know what streaming service it's on. It was a show from the Netherlands that aired in 2021. Videoland.
Is that what it's called?
Bonnie and Clyde. I think the service is Videoland. Netherlands drama thriller.
I just typed in Bonnie and Clyde Videoland, and the Google search result, the first one is Dijden en Guido road trip door Nederland met haar destructief vriend Greg Liet de Lozengoden Ezra.
Okay, we get it. You don't know how to read it.
It stars Dylan Yurtikal and Yannick Yelselfoon and Nazimi Oral.
God damn it. Hold on. I got to pause. Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently, trying to speak that language, even jokingly, caused me a lot of phlegm to build up.
Well, I thought you was reading Dutch, not Flemish.
I don't know what freaking language that was. All right, everyone. Got to get got to get my day going. I'm going camping this week. Lots to do before I leave. Well, just remember, Dandelion, don't fuck in the woods. Sorry, I recently watched the first one of those movies, and it was so stupid, but I couldn't help but love every second of it.
No idea what you're talking about.
The movie Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it was a movie.
Okay, it is a horror movie that I swear was filmed on someone's cell phone. Because you'll be killed by aliens, of course. That's why. And yeah, there's like an alien serial killer dude that's killing people who have sex in the woods.
Okay.
And it looks like it was filmed on a budget of about $200.
Okay.
Man, for some reason, it got a sequel that I haven't seen yet.
Did somebody pay you $200 to claim they were filming a movie and they had sex with you in the woods?
Possibly.
Did you actually
hold
see
on.
it stream anywhere, or you're just assuming they were telling the truth?
Well, I saw it on DVD,
Right.
but it is
Was it somebody who burned it to DVD themselves?
possibly.
Yeah. And you're probably going to want to get yourself tested there, Mike.
And Lee did not make good condoms.
If you're camping in the woods, all the sex is in the woods. Yes. That's the IMDb link if you guys care. As I said, looks like it was filmed on someone's cell phone, and the budget was like $200. So
You're
it is
roboting.
really bad. There's way more. It's almost. Oh, great. Let me know if I stop. Am I
It
still
sounds fine
roboting?
to me.
Nope.
I'm having no issues.
Yeah, because you were roboting and froze for a second there. So you're good now.
Well, I like bad movies. Bad movies with stupid titles that are like, when you see the title, you have to kind of click on it.
The Meg.
Oh,
The Meg 2.
Mrs. Lyle saw that one. And I promised my son I'd take him to go see the sequel. He really wants to see the sequel to The Meg.
Okay, I can tell you this about The Meg 2. Don't pay for it in the theaters. It's already on streaming.
Wasn't planning on it.
Yeah, it's already high def on streaming, by the way.
But he really wants to see it. I don't know why. I told him we'd see it at some point.
I still haven't. I've never even seen the first one. I have no interest.
The first one was very, 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 very stupid.
Yes.
The second one, they try to make it into the abyss, but it's not.
I just know that they're based on books.
Yeah,
I don't know, Dandelion. It's just a movie.
Yeah, all that noise you hear in the night, those bugs, they're either having sex or trying to find somebody to have sex with.
I think we could change the phrasing to does a bear fuck in the woods?
I don't know, but I watched that Bears Discover Fire was pretty good.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'll have to find it for you. It was one of funny an actual YouTube place that's at.
What are you guys thinking about Ahsoka?
I'm bored.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes, and I'm disappointed by the cliche factor in the first episode about finding a fucking map, because that's what they always seem to fucking do now.
Mm-hmm.
but I think that the acting's fairly well done. I think Rosario Dawson's doing a great job. I think what's her name is doing a good job for Hera. Even if I know people were complaining about the stiltedness, but I'm like, they're exaggerating the stiltedness a lot more than I think they, either way, I think they're doing a good job so far, even though the main plot is a little cliche for the first episode, but I haven't seen beyond episode 2 yet.
Yeah,
I don't
basically,
watch Star Wars.
the first 2 episodes is a recap of what happened at the end of Rebels. That's all. The story picks up on episode 3.
Well, that's what kind of I got into a little bit with some people about that one because I was flat out. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. This entire first episode was basically, oh, hey, remember that epilogue at the end of Rebels that you thought took place in 5 ABY? Nope, psych, it took place in 9 ABY. And we couldn't bother to actually have them dress like they were in the episode, but we're going to do everything else to look almost exactly like it. So you realize it's from there. And people are like, no, that's not true. That's not how I'm like, are you fucking stupid? I'm like, go back and watch the epilogue of Rebels. Watch the end of that episode. What was that? Episode 2?
Yes. Where they
Yeah.
mirrored
The episode, the second episode. I was like, you sons of bitches. I was like,
what are you talking about, Indy? Because I watched Rebels and I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
The ending where Sabine
Rebels.
The ending where Sabine is looking at the Muriel. She puts her thumb around Ezra's eye, turns around, and walks toward Ahsoka through the ship. That's mirrored precisely live action per cartoon.
The difference is she's not wearing the same. The outfit is not done the same way because she has her helmet off instead of on, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Ahsoka is carrying a staff and wearing a robe, but she's not doing that in a pike, and she's not doing that in the live action.
She's not wearing white like she was in the cartoon because she's not the new Gandalf. That's what they wanted to make the distinction about that part.
But it's the same ship, same mural, same thing that happened, same turnaround. The only difference is this time we don't have her monologuing it. We don't have her monologuing the epilogue, but it's the damn same thing. So it's basically, okay, I'm like, damn, I could have just picked up at the end of Rebels and picked up on episode 3 and not missed a damn thing. Basically, I'm sorry, but literally, first 2 episodes did not really tell me shit.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember that part from Rebels. I remember maybe it's because it was just part of the epilogue and it was so quick, I didn't really catch that it was supposed to be the same scene.
Yeah, it was. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking at that scene at the end of the episode 2, and I was like, why does this look familiar? Why does this feel wrong? I said, something just felt off, and then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, shit. I'll bet this is from the epilogue of Rebels. I grab Rebels. I go to the epilogue. I look at it. I'm looking at them side by side. I'm like, uh-huh.
You turned into a sassy black woman?
Uh-huh.
The only thing these 2 episodes established is, oh, hey, we got these 2 guys with lightsabers, this nice sister, there's a map, and oh, hey, there's a big honking hyperdrive system. Okay, we could have got all that you could have had all that done in the first episode.
Okay, but I think they're doing the whole taking things slow thing because watching Andor, that whole first season of Andor could have been summed up in like 2 or 3 episodes.
2 or 3 minutes.
I disagree with that.
Minutes.
Yeah, I mean they padded that out so freaking much. It's the first. I get it. Some people really liked Andor. For me, it was the least Star Wars thing that's ever Star Wars.
Strangely enough, it's one of I would definitely rank it as my favorite of the series of the live actions we've gotten. The whole thing with the whole thing is this is, I'm looking at Sabine, I'm looking at Hera, and I'm looking at Ahsoka, and I'm kind of like, why is it the only person who seems like they're acting like the character I recognize even remotely is Chomper?
Because he's a droid.
I like
But they're
Sabine.
also, they shouldn't be. Okay, look. Okay, so we went from the end of Rebels, which was one BBY, and then the epilogue. Okay, the epilogue now we know is a decade later. I understand people and personalities change. I do get that. But seriously, not everybody should be, but they're all like stiff and wooden and stuff. It's like, come on. You're all acting like this?
Well, the way I would translate that is you're talking about a animated portrayal versus a live action portrayal. Animation tends to be faster because of the way dialogue is done.
Yes, but their portrayal, yes, but their personalities. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not really seeing the personalities of the characters. You know, some familiarity of who they used to be.
Well, that's like complaining about Billy
Yes,
D.
it is.
Williams.
I don't
Hold
care
on,
what
hold
it's
on,
like
hold on.
complaining about. I'm complaining about it.
Well, what I'm talking about is like when Billy D. Williams Lando was in Rebels, he was playing a different type of character. His personality was different.
No, Quark's
Yeah.
no, his core personality was still the same person. His core personality was still the same person.
No, because the whole point in Empire was he was a brigand trying to be respectable. He was a brigand he's a brigand who'd become respectable.
No, and obviously he had not completely.
I'm saying in Rebels, he wasn't that character yet. That's why they portrayed him differently, and that was why it was good.
His personality was still pretty much him. He was still Lando.
I kind of disagree.
Look, man, I'd have to go back. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and rewatch the damn episode again. It's been a while since I've seen that one. But what I'm talking about also, let's think about this. You got Lando. Okay, Lando was in 2 movies and in a couple episodes of Rebels.
3.
Okay, 3 episodes. All right. Ahsoka has been around since the Clone Wars and Rebels. We've seen her from be a child to a young adult, progress through. Hera and Sabine, we had seen from 5 BBY to 1 BBY. Okay, so I've had a long time to see these characters and their personalities and their core personality, and they're really just not acting like any of them really know their character that well, in my opinion.
All right, so I'm just checking.
And I'm going to be completely honest. This show is 8 episodes long. I'm finding it very hard to believe it is going to wrap up this storyline from the storyline that, finding Ezra and all this stuff. I just find it very hard to believe they're going to wrap that up in 4 episodes.
I hope they don't.
This was originally supposed to be a mini series, not an actual series.
Oh, well, I'm thinking it's. I was thinking it was going to be more of a series, not a mini series.
Well, the latest I heard about it. So think about this: you have the 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka. All of those shows there all take place in 9 ABY. All of that stuff happens in that 1 year span.
Okay. Elihu, Billy D. Williams was only in, Lando was only in 2 episodes of Rebels.
Yeah, I know. These are 3 movies.
Oh, 3 movies is what you meant. Well,
yes.
Okay, well, technically he's been in 4 movies. You're even wrong there.
Oh, shit, that's right. Sorry. Sorry, Skywalker.
So.
But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I got 4 more episodes. We'll see how this all plays out.
See, this could be a Jet Nerdy question once I can try to bring it back. The original teaser trailer for Empire Strikes Back did not introduce the character as Lando Calrissian. He was introduced as Landau Calrissian. D-A-U, not D-O. That's interesting.
Originally, it was Revenge of the Jedi.
Yeah, originally it was Star Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally. Well, actually, if I remember correctly, in some of the notes, there was Star Killer and Skywalker.
Yeah.
Because Dark Horse they actually did a comic book. I used to have it. I don't know what happened to it. That was based on the whole Star Wars they did was based on early drafts of George Lucas's work.
Yeah, I've Linkara, a YouTuber who is probably the only or the most famous YouTuber that I've actually talked with. But he did a whole series where he was doing that, reviewing those comic books. I'll see if I can find them.
I used to freaking have them. I don't know where that. I don't know what happened to them. I wonder if they got. I got rid of some of my Star Wars. I got rid of the comic. I got rid of the Tales stuff I had. Star Wars Tales stuff. I wonder if those accidentally got placed with them.
Yeah, I've got a clip that I haven't put into an episode. I was saving it for a Vile review when I did something that he's also covered, where I take a different perspective of it, because I have a quote of him on his channel saying, "God damn it, Vile Mike is right." And he actually gave me permission to use that clip, but I just haven't had a chance to use it.
When will you ever write?
Well, I've got episodes planned out to continue the storyline. Because I don't know if anyone's actually watched the Vile reviews that I did at this point a year and a half ago. But there was a kind of a storyline that was going on in the background, if you pay attention.
Been a while.
Peace, everyone at work, and NB, get that hall pass.
Hold on a second. Shut the frick up, you damn jackass! No, the funny thing is I'm literally telling a jackass to shut up. My neighbor's fucking donkey won't be quiet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Poe for a second.
No, I was actually talking about an actual donkey that my neighbor has. He's been, I don't know what his deal is, but the last couple of days he's been like annoying as hell.
Dude, be nice to a donkey. They have great memory.
A number of years ago, I was staying with some friends of mine. I was renting a room from them. And the wife, one of the things she did is she did leather work for Renaissance fairs. And because she felt guilty about, actually using leather products and making leather products, she joined the ASPCA. And since they had the area, they had a little, like, almost a farm setup thing out in Temecula where they had like 12 acres of land. They were starting to take care of animals that were donated to the ASPCA for being abused in some way or whatnot.
Yeah.
And they were trying to find homes for them. So, for the time being, ASPCA would give them some money and pay for the food for some of these animals. And they had animals like alpacas, ostriches, horses, sheep.
Yeah, most of our veterinarians around. Yeah, we have our veterinarian around here. They have one doctor who's always there, and then they have one who's in only once a week, because the rest of the week that doctor is out on the farms and stuff, doing the cows, pigs, and things like that. That's yeah.
One of the animals that they were taking care of for a while was a zebra. I don't know exactly what type of zebra it was. I just, you just look at it, it's a fucking zebra. This thing hated everyone except two people. For some reason, me and Rich's wife, Linda. And like, if you tried to pet it, it would bite the shit out of your hand. It actually did several $1,000s worth of damage to our friend Fish's car. It tore up the garden. Like, we just finished building a fenced garden for Linda. And the first thing it did was knock down the fence and start tearing up all the food that we had planted. They had a self-watering system because they had a well on the land that was actually pumped up via a little windmill setup. And it got mad that the water trough didn't fill up fast enough, so it just destroyed the whole thing. I mean, this thing was an ornery piece of shit, but for some reason, it would walk up to like me or Linda, and if we didn't start petting it, it would bite the shit out of us.
Doesn't sound like a good pet to have.
No, and this thing was definitely abused. We were trying to get it into the San Diego Wild Animal Park, but because it had been abused, they didn't want it. Because when they act that way, it all will causes disruptions in the herd, and it'll be either killed or left to fend on its own outside of the rest of the herd. And that's not what they want to do. So I ended up moving out before they finished dealing with that particular animal, but yeah, you're yelling at the friggin' jackass, the donkey. This thing, God, it would sometimes make noises. It was like a friggin' rooster. As soon as the sun came up,
He's well, the reason, and I mean, he's just funny sometimes. I just do that to the donkey just for fun every now and again. But yeah, I mean, my neighbor, she has more land than I do, and she's part of 4-H, and she does sheep, so she has a donkey for protection.
I've heard of people getting alpacas for the same reason.
Yeah, I've heard alpaca and I've heard donkey for security for the sheep. Not sheep. Did I say sheep? I meant goats. She has goats.
Oh yeah, some coyotes. Yeah, that helps.
Well, yeah, exactly. Keeps the it's going to keep the riffraff out because I didn't know that till I moved out here. I didn't realize the reason why they had a donkey. I was like, why do you have a donkey? It's like they protect the goats. I'm like, really? They're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, coyotes don't want to come near the flock.
Well, now a coyote probably wouldn't want to come near the flock because not only does she have the donkey, she also has a pretty good horse. My neighbor, my other neighbor, the one who lives about 3/4 of a mile down the road, they have 10 acres of land. They're eventually going to get some of that area cleared out. They want to get some horses over there.
Yeah, one of the funnier animals that they got was an American goral. Do you guys know what a goral is?
I've never even heard of it.
Is that a southern twang for gorilla?
You would think, wouldn't you?
Gotta see my American goral, don't ya?
That does sound like something people like me would say, doesn't it? Hey, come on, you think about it. It sounds like something we'd say.
That's what I thought.
Really?
So what is it,
How
Mike?
do you say that again?
Goral? I'm trying to look it up for
Goral,
you.
yeah. No, that'd be like what we'd say to our dog. You gonna grab me?
Oh God.
Are you trying to figure out how to spell it?
Yeah.
It's pronounced tater salad.
Don't look at me, man. I can't spell worth a shit.
Hey, I spelled knife
Hell,
with
we're
an N.
American. We can't speak English worth a shit.
Well, I know there's an H in there somewhere, and I'm trying to freaking find it.
Well, wait a minute. I forgot. Wait a minute. 3 of us speak American. 1 of us speaks New Yorkese.
Hey,
All right. Bird, I swear to God, I'm not getting anything political. I am just curious.
Okay.
I see new stuff about, things going on in New York City. I'm just curious. How are things from your perspective, the fact that you actually fucking live there?
it's a disaster, and I there was any way I could leave New York City, I would have.
Same here, dude. With San Francisco, same here.
Well, the difference, though, Elihu, is that you probably voted for the politicians who won, whereas I voted for the politicians who lost.
Actually, I did not vote for Gavin Newsom for governor. I did not vote for him because I used to work with him when he was supervisor and mayor. I know what kind of guy. I know what kind of person he is, so I did not even vote for him.
Did you vote for anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, I was not trying to get political. I was just curious of how things are going because all I know is what I see on the news and stuff, and I've tried to catch a few local things, but you live there, man, so I want to hear from a guy I know who actually lives there.
San Francisco is worse than New York right now, okay?
Mm,
The mayor spent $6 million on tourists instead of actually housing homeless and cleaning up the streets. Like, that's a waste of $6 million
We're
right
spending
there.
all our money on housing migrants and inviting more to come when the people of the city are going crazy because we have nowhere to put them. We have no money. We need money for everything else, and he's still inviting more to come.
Yeah, and I don't know what he was thinking when he said those comments, but I was like, whoa. I was not expecting that from the New York City mayor.
All right, I finally found a picture.
Oh, you finally figured out how to spell it?
Is it a picture of you?
This is a Goral.
That's a crocodile.
Well, it's in the same family, but
That's close enough.
Yeah, look at the nose. It's a crocodile, not an alligator.
Well, specifically, they're called Gorals, spelled Gharial, and apparently someone was keeping one as a pet illegally, and the ASPCA took it, and we were trying to take care of it. Rich had just finished building a koi pond, so we put it in the koi pond.
It's going to kill the koi.
It proceeded to eat within the first 48 hours $2,000 in koi.
I'm sorry, but what type of idiot puts that in a koi pond? Do you not know what's going to happen? You put a fucking crocodile in a
bathtub. Hello.
How about you fucking shoot it? You put it out of its misery.
It would have been illegal to shoot it.
Well, it's going to be illegal to put it in a koi pond.
But the one we had was only about 6 feet long, and
so you only eat $2,000 worth of koi,
yeah.
Which by fact is like one koi. Koi are not cheap.
Well, these were not the expensive versions of koi. These were cheap ones. But
then that's a whole lot of koi.
We got rid of it pretty fast, but for a time being, we had basically, a dinosaur living on the property.
Were you high?
I didn't smoke weed, but almost everyone else on the property did.
Yeah. See, it's a problem for everybody to be high on weed.
But yeah, we had one of those on the property for, I'd say, about a month and a half, 2 months. And that one, I believe, was actually moved to the San Diego Zoo. So, but I could be wrong. It may have been a different zoo. I know the San Diego Zoo had Gorals, but that one, and I don't know maybe why I was thinking that, but I know it was moved to a zoo fairly quickly.
I ate alligator. I fed baby alligators, and I saw a 15-foot alligator.
I don't think I've ever had alligator. All the time in Florida,
you go to Gatorland?
No, we didn't make it to Gatorland. We ended up going to some little restaurant that had gator bites.
Oh, my grandfather used to make gator jambalaya. It was awesome.
Oh, I love jambalaya.
Yeah, I'm starting to think. I don't think I've ever actually had gator. I think it's one that's been on my list.
It's very good.
So rather than going to a place where you could see live alligators, you went to a place where you could eat cooked alligator.
Yeah, LDG did not want to go to Gatorland. I don't know why.
Well, bird of prey, it'd be a little difficult to eat an alligator live.
Yeah, be a challenge.
In Soviet Gatorland, gator eat you.
They did
Actually,
put Gator there.
That's a lot like American Gatorland.
I mean, I wanted to pay extra to feed the gators. I mean, LDG didn't want to go.
LDG didn't want to go.
Yeah.
LDG was so LDG ruined your Florida tourism experience. You should write to Governor DeSantis and tell him that LDG is a bad Floridian.
Yeah, just go to Governor
LDG, I assume you're listening.
DeSantis .kkk.
Oh, go fuck yourself with that bullshit.
What, you didn't see the overpass on the way to Disney World?
With that bullshit, Mike.
Wait, you didn't see the overpass on the way to Disney World? Wow.
Yeah, there's plenty of people.
Yeah. Everybody saw the one. Yeah, everybody saw all 5 of those fucking morons. Oh my God! Yes, you actually found. Oh my God! After all these years, you actually found a couple of white supremacists somewhere in America.
A couple.
Well, I mean, I could tell you where they were all at. They were all at the 20 riots. Oh wait, that was called BLM and Antifa. Oh wait, same thing.
No, what? NB? No. And
oh yes.
You know you're wrong on that one.
I don't care. I don't have to be right. Don't ever stop the left.
Oh, don't even start.
There's LDG.
And you just had to say LDG so often he showed up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. The 2020 fiery but mostly peaceful.
I'm not going to go into that right now.
Hey, tell some of these people to get out of their cults and we'd all happy. Try me. Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know who the biggest cult right now is in this world? I'll tell you who the biggest cult is. If you actually buy into climate change.
Oh,
you're in a cult.
You're talking to someone who's
if you're buying into that stuff, you're in a cult.
No, it's not. Okay, so you're telling me you're telling me the entire scientific community is a cult.
Of course it is.
No,
been a cult for a long time.
No, it's not.
You're telling me 98% of scientists agree on something. You're telling me 98% of scientists agree on this bullshit.
I'm telling you,
98% of scientists can't even agree on what the best
money. That's all it's about. Money. It's all it's
no, it's not about money. It's about the science.
No, it's not. It ain't got nothing to do with science.
It's about money.
Yes, it does.
Really? All right. Yes. Where are all the super hurricanes?
Is that what they predicted?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go over what they predicted? Do we really want to go over from 1980 to now? I did a whole fucking video on that. Let's see.
Where's the ozone hole?
Let's see. We were going to run out of fossil fuel. 1980, 1990, 2000. Polar ice caps were going to melt. How many different times?
The ozone layer was going to be destroyed.
New York should be underground right now. New York is supposed to be underwater right now, as long with all the coast. Acid rain was supposed to destroy us. The ozone layer was going to be depleted by 2000.
Except what we did is we banned the CFCs. That's why the hole in the ozone layer has started to shrink.
No. They
bullshit.
banned the CFCs, but they told us it was going to take decades for the CFCs already released to still make its way up to the atmosphere.
That's
so it was supposed to still get worse.
They may not report on it, but at least in the mainstream media, but the whole ozone layer is still there.
Barely, and it's shrinking.
It covers most of Antarctica.
It's still
Was it
nobody fucking
totally
lives on
there?
Antarctica. Nobody cares if it covers Antarctica. It was supposed to reach the entire planet.
That's why we banned the CFCs, because we knew it was an actual issue. The problem
we
is
banned them. Who's
people
this we? Who we? Who was we? Who was we?
most of the world governments agreed that it was something we had to take care of, except for fucking
Okay,
China.
agreed. Did they actually do it though?
Yes.
No, that I gotta
it's,
see. That,
I
I'm
was
gonna have to
still
look that one up.
specifically told that even if it had stopped, it was still too late because it took 50 years for the CFCs already released to make their way up to the atmosphere. So even if we had stopped it on 1980, it would have taken till like 5 years from now to start making a difference.
I'm looking at a study right now that was saying it didn't start shrinking until 2017. That means from 1980 to 2016, it was still growing.
Yeah, no, but notice nobody gave a shit about it. Notice it went off the radar. Most people wouldn't even remember it.
Hold on, that's because of the news cycle. Don't blame the scientists for the news not reporting on the science.
Yes, I'm gonna blame the science community.
Why are you
because I
blaming
think
the-
they're in on it with the media, and I think they're in on it for the money.
They're not in. Oh my god. And yeah, look at Yvette agrees with me. The ozone hole has been monitored since the discovery and is still reducing size every year.
No, she doesn't agree with you. She's saying what paper is telling you that it maximized?
God damn it! I just closed the fucking window. Now I got to go back.
Yes, you do.
All right, let's see. Ice Age by 2000. Rationing in America in 1974 and again in 1980. New Ice Age coming 2020, 2030, also 2070. Mind you, these were all predictions in 1970s. 1980, acid rain's going to kill everything.
No, NB, no. That is what they are purporting in the news about the science. Remember, the news tends to sensationalize science.
Let's see. 1980, oil peak 2000, oil peak 2020, oil peak in 2010. Oh, yeah, 2006 was the super hurricanes. Hey, let's not forget the killer bees from Africa that we're going to wipe everything out, too.
Again, you're talking about sensationalized
Manhattan,
stories, not the actual
Manhattan
news.
Yeah, 2005. Manhattan was supposed to be underwater by 2015, and every urban city would be in gas masks by 1985. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had posed all my hopes that New York City was supposed to be underwater by now, and it failed. If New York City had been underwater by now, I'd been so much better place.
Hell,
instead, it's still there.
That's because that's not how things actual. Oh God. Again, you're talking about sensationalized reports, not the actual science.
No, I'm talking. Oh, sensationalized reports, huh? Were you really going to go there? That's been around forever. It's even worse nowadays. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, how many
so do you admit, Vile, that there is no
going to jail? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. You're saying I'm only picking the sensational. No, I'm picking everything. I'm just picking the things that I said, I heard on the news by everyone believing it, that this shit was all going to happen, and none of it fucking happened.
Okay, then, Vile, do you admit that there's no immediate worry about any type of ocean level change, that we're not worrying about? Realistically, in the United States, we don't have to worry about rising ocean levels?
Yes and no.
No, we don't.
Well, I'm asking you to pick one, and you're saying you won't.
First of all, the entirety of the history of mankind, we've and currently are in an ice age. I know you guys don't understand that.
No, I agree.
What do you mean?
We are coming out of an ice age.
Yes.
That we would be coming out of with or without the Industrial Revolution.
Debatable.
No, not debatable.
You
except for the
just
fact
admitted
that
we've been in an
CO2
ice
levels are
age.
currently, so hold on, CO2 levels and methane levels are currently higher than they've ever been, even in ice core samples for the last, what, 2 million
Granted,
years?
I will grant you they're higher than they've ever been in ice core samples. But we don't know what they actually were compared to an ice core sample. We're assuming an ice core sample is a realistic depiction of what they would have been. That's not something we can prove. It's just of something we're assuming.
Actually, it can be proven.
I'm sorry, did you say we can
I'm
prove
going to
it?
say this. I
Yes,
actually looked.
You can prove the
one of the
actual
biggest
age
things-
of an ice core drill.
One of the biggest things that I'm so sick of fucking hearing is the bullshit lie that there are more hurricanes and more destructive hurricanes than there have been in the past. That is a 100% fucking lie. I looked up the actual fucking history of hurricanes from the time they were recorded in America, went through the entire list, and guess what? Decade by decade, I noticed it was all about the same. You get about the same. You had the occasional where there might be a few more in that decade, but you'd have decades where there wasn't any category 5s, and then you'd have maybe one or two. Category 5s did not relatively increase, have not increased from the time we started recording to now. The destruction is more because we've built more on the fucking place.
That's exactly it.
That's where I was
yes,
going with
there's
that
certainly
word.
been more destruction from hurricanes because there's been more building for hurricanes to destroy. We every year we build more in the close to the oceans, and yeah, obviously, if you put $10 billion worth of infrastructure in harm's way, that's $10 billion worth of stuff to be destroyed that wasn't there 20 years ago.
Well, take Hurricane Katrina, for example. And I mean, I've been to Biloxi, Mississippi. I was trained. I went and did training out there. So much of that shit was right on the ocean, right next to it. So when it all got fucking destroyed, yeah, it's like the devastation's horrible. It's like, yeah, if it hadn't been there, though, the shit wouldn't have been destroyed.
Hey, I was in New Orleans when Katrina hit, okay? I know all about Katrina, trust me. That shit was...
You can know about Katrina, but you don't know the causes of Katrina because you lived in New Orleans.
Yeah, and I would agree, Yvette. I think that the amount of methane that cows are producing is also has a severe impact because methane is even worse than CO2.
Oh, gee, well, could we maybe just maybe, I don't know, call me crazy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because there's 8 billion fucking people on this planet now, too?
Well, there's a problem because there's a gas that's far bigger at holding in heat, a far bigger greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide or methane. That's water vapor. The amount of H2O in the atmosphere is, 1,000 times plus more effective than methane or carbon dioxide. So, yeah, it's bad that carbon dioxide or methane levels go high, but they're nothing compared to clouds and humidity and moisture. So,
tinfoil hat time.
No, even then, planting more trees is not necessarily going to help because all that's going to do is when the tree dies, the carbon is still going to be on the surface.
Yeah, ferns is more effective than trees.
Remember, this carbon was underneath the crust of the earth, and now it's being released into the atmosphere. You need long-term storage, and the problem is there is no long-term storage if it's out in the atmosphere.
You have to blast it to the sun.
How?
We put it all on a rocket, and we launch the rocket into the sun.
So,
we fill the rocket with fossil fuels.
So, just out of
You may have been
curiosity, how
sarcastic,
many?
Yvette, but I was serious.
So, just out of curiosity, the data we have of hurricanes in the United States per decade goes all the way back to
And
1851 to
we
current.
went over this before, and we
No,
did
I was
note that-
asking how many Category 5s do you think we've had in the last 60 years?
I'm going to guess around 10.
No,
We've had more.
no, we have not had more. We've had less. We had 4 Category 5 hurricanes. One, I don't know the exact year. I'd have to look it up. Between 1931 and 1940, there was one Category 5. There was another one 30 years later, between 1961 and 1970. Another one between 1991 and 2000, about 30 years later. And the last one was between 2011 and 2020. We've had 28 Category 4s, 64 Cat 3s, and Cat 2s and 1s I could care less about.
All right, let's see. We've, according to the thing I'm looking at right now, Category 5 since 1924, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 since 1924.
Where did you get that information from?
Wikipedia.
Yeah. Okay. I went to the National Hurricane Center and Center for Pacific Hurricane Center. I went to
Okay,
that
Pacific
website.
hurricane. We need Atlantic hurricanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just Pacific, dude.
Oh, Atlantic hurricanes? Wait a minute. I thought those.
And let's see, from 1924 to 1950, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 9 from 1924 to 1950.
All right, let's see if I can
From
find the one for the.
1950 to 1975, so another 25 years, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that on average, every 25 years, we're going to have 9. So let's look at between 1979 and 2000. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6. So that's not too bad. We actually went down.
You guys do
Let's
realize
look at
that
from 2000 to today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we went up.
you guys realize the National Hurricane Center says anything above a Category 3 or higher is considered a major hurricane, not just a Category 5.
Well, I'm just counting Cat 5. Oh, thank you. All right, Mrs. Vile just brought me a treat.
Coffee? Oh.
No, it's a okay, remember she's trying to keep me alive. So this is a rice cake with imitation Nutella on it.
Oh, styrofoam. Cool.
Mm-hmm. So, in the last 25 years, we've had more hurricanes than we've had nearly as many hurricanes as we had in the previous 50 years.
From where?
What do you mean from where?
Oh, go figure that page ain't found. Are you? You're talking about on the Atlantic, right?
This list is just Atlantic hurricanes. This is not including the Pacific, which they're called typhoons on that side, I believe, or southern hemisphere, because about 80% or so of tropical storms that form into those things are northern hemisphere.
According to this, we've had 96 major hurricanes, 3, 4, 5 from Like I said, you're going off of Wikipedia. I'm going off of the actual government site.
I'm only going there because they cite the sources.
Just go to the National Hurricane Center and Central Pacific Hurricane Center, dude.
where I'm at.
nhc.noaa.gov. Yeah.
That's
on Mike.
literally where I'm at. So, average per decade major hurricanes 5.6345. So, we average about 5.6 a decade. Average about 7 Cat 1s, 4 Cat 2s, 4 Cat 3s, less than 1.5 Cat 4s. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm going off the data.
Okay. Now, are you talking about the government stuff? So, would you include NOAA?
I don't even know
That's
what
what
NOAA
he was-
is.
That's National Oceanic. That's what you were on, dude. The NOAA site.
Okay.
That's what NB was on.
Oh, is that what it actually stands for?
Yeah, that's what you were.
National
That's the site you were on.
Oceanographic and Atmospheric Association.
That's the site you
Yeah,
were
that's
looking
where
on.
I'm
dude.
at. I'm literally looking
Yeah.
at that. That's NOAA right here.
Okay, so do you believe what NOAA says?
Do I believe it?
Yes.
I'm going to. Well, let's see. The data's there. I ain't got much I can do with it other than that, unless I want to deep dive deeper into it, which I could do. Unfortunately, that would take a lot longer than we have on the stream.
Oh,
So
not
I'd
really.
be more than I can easily
I
look
believe
into
their
this.
current data. I'm not saying I believe their future predictions, but
Well, because-
I believe they're relatively good at their current data.
The data they have on record, yeah, I believe is factual.
All right, so this is from this year using the NOAA data.
You want me to click on a website? Oh my gosh. It's not clickable. I got to highlight. Damn it.
That's
So-
way too many words.
Oh, it is?
You just link to a bunch of schoolwork.
What
If I wanted to
PDF is
go
this?
to school, I'd be in school.
Atlanta Hurricane. That's a PDF.
Yeah, it's a PDF document.
Okay, it's a
Yeah,
PDF document.
I'm seeing the bullet points. It says, but with a large uncertainty, a minority of studies project an increase. What studies?
Well, they're just going off of the NOAA data.
Yeah, but what studies? They're not even citing what studies.
Yeah,
You
all
have
it
the gold
says
standard.
there, okay, you'll have to click
But
on the
I'm-
link down there. You have to click on the link down there to go to GFDL, where I guess that's where maybe they're going to have more
Well,
of
it's
that
additional
information.
information.
Well, yeah, that is true. Okay, well then, where's the footnotes?
They have hyperlinks.
Yeah,
The
they have
hyperlinks are
links
the
to
footnotes.
they have links to journals in this article.
Yeah, it's hyperlinks, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you want me to read a journal where somebody's going to theorize something to me? I'm sorry, like I said, I'm going off historical data.
Hold on. Do you know the difference? By theorize, are you talking about hypothesis or are you talking about a scientific theory?
This is peer reviews
No.
are hyperlinking, dude. Not just actually anybody. This is peer reviews.
Yeah, that's all these
Yeah,
journals.
I
are
have
peer
a,
reviewed.
yeah, my problem with peer reviews. I do have an issue with those things, though.
Of course,
Oh,
because you got to deny the
I'm
science
sorry.
in order. You got to deny science and the scientific process in order to come up with crazy bad.
Do not fucking go there, Mike. Seriously. To call me a science denier,
Shut up. Andy, shut up. Hold on. You said you wanted scientific documents. I provide links to scientific documents. Then you start complaining about the scientific process. You're literally saying
I don't necessarily agree with.
Is now wrong.
I said I don't always.
I know because you don't agree with it politically, so you're going against the science. That's not how science fucking works.
You think this is political for me? Oh
I think
God, you guys think everything is political with me.
Hi, Drew.
Jeez.
God damn.
Hello.
You're just mad because I said if you buy into that shit, you're in a cult. You didn't like that.
No, it's not. Science is not a fucking cult. I'm sorry, it's a process.
I mean, it's pretty close, though.
No, it's not.
Listen, cults aren't necessarily bad. By all definitions, it seems like a cult. But a good cult, maybe.
No.
No, cults, I think they're a greedy cult.
How are they? Oh, my God.
Because how are they a cult? Because if you don't agree with them, they make you look like you're an idiot. They try to make you look stupid.
Because
they attack your credibility. They attack everything except the actual facts.
If you were able to prove something scientifically that upsets the paradigm, you are considered a fucking hero in science. That's why people like Einstein are actually fucking remembered, is because they shifted
but it takes
how
forever.
The entire scientific community understood something.
Look at Copernicus. He was chastised by the church because they didn't go against his saying, but he was actually correct. And
often you don't actually get proven correct till after you're dead. So, there's not a lot of, not very useful for people actually alive.
Science isn't about proof, it's about evidence. And how do you explain and predict things? That's what a model and the theories actually do.
Yeah, Newton.
Well,
but they are saying flat out. They are saying yes, but what you were saying is flat out, beyond a doubt, man-made climate change is an imminent threat.
No, I don't think it's a threat. Who's it threatening other than humanity? Humans, the Earth is going to survive whether mankind is wiped out or not.
I know that. So what's the problem?
The problem is I'd rather have my lineage still survive. I'm arrogant like that. I'd rather have my species survive.
Well,
you're part of the problem.
I think you're in good shape. I don't think you got to worry too much about that. I don't think all the farting we do is going to end humanity.
Keep the ice cream away from me. No more cheesecake for me then.
I'm betting that our intelligence is pretty much what's going to save us, because that's what saved us for the last 10,000 years. But
I don't think it was our intelligence that saved us.
Isn't it our intelligence that's causing the problem? If we weren't particularly intelligent, we wouldn't have these issues.
Well, our intelligence also leads to other issues like greed, which is part of the issue.
Well, I mean, if we were no more intelligent than your average chimpanzee, it's very unlikely climate crisis would have evolved.
Oh, yeah, true.
So,
but I think that we would be able to survive because the smart people are going to be able to build something that saves themselves.
How are the smart people going to be able to do that with all the dumb people?
Oh, the dumb people are going to die off really quick.
The smart people are going to kill off the dumb people?
No,
that would be the smart thing to do. Well, the environment's going to kill off the dumb people.
Yeah, smart people will survive. The dumb people's
So the smart people would be smart by letting the dumb people destroy the environment.
No, I didn't say that.
You said the environment's going to kill off the dumb people. How is it going to kill off the dumb people but not the smart people? Because I tell you, the smart people supposedly are still buying houses on the coast.
I'm pretty sure it's going to. Say that again?
The smart people are still buying houses on the coast.
Your point?
Doesn't seem very smart. If they
Yeah,
honestly
why-
believe the ocean levels are going to rise, why would you be spending your money buying commercial or real estate on the coast?
Wait, you're assuming people who can afford houses on the coast are the people who are the smartest?
You know, I am actually.
I don't
Well, they're
equate
obviously smart
intelligence with
enough to
money.
get
Otherwise,
rich.
I'd be a billionaire by
I mean,
now.
they were smart enough to become, leaders of business and industry and politics.
Well, let's see. I would definitely
Well,
say Elon Musk is pretty
Bill-
fucking smart.
I think Elon Musk is a rich idiot.
He has intelligence, but sometimes he does not know how to use it. Being smart and being intelligent are two different things.
And Jill, I would be thrilled if countries like the United States invested more in things like nuclear, solar, wind, things that are renewable, that could actually create jobs that, and maintain
great.
jobs.
Oh, yeah, here we go with a nice talking point.
What do you mean?
I love that talking point. I hear it all the time.
Which one are you talking about?
Renewable
the green energy one. I love that one. I love those talking points.
Well, what's wrong with green energy?
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it.
It's green.
Did
It
I?
looks like fucking Kermit the fucking Frog. Who wants that?
Now,
I
I
want
have
my
a question
energy
for
red,
you. Now,
white, and blue.
I do have a question for you. Just real simple. How's that green energy going to work on these farms?
What do you mean? Which farms?
Farms out here. Midwest, flyover.
They have
We have now, hey, don't get me wrong. We've got some farmers out here actually putting up solar panels. Hey, more power to them. My question is that solar power gonna be eventually used to mow the fields?
Yes, they have electrical farm equipment.
Where?
John Deere.
With batteries made out of rare earth metals.
I don't know what it's made out of.
I don't know. The batteries are come to power.
You don't know what lithium's
Oh,
made. You don't know what lithium batteries are made out of?
I'm not a chemist.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay, what about hold on. You're complaining about using batteries using rare earth metals. What about using water as a storage device?
Where's the water powered cars?
No. As a storage device for energy.
Okay, where's the water powered storage device? I'm not talking about a dam.
Bird, do you have a hot water heater in your home?
No, I have a water heater.
You don't have a hot water heater. You don't have a hot water
No, I have no reason to heat hot water.
Okay, but you have a water tank in your house that's filled that heats water.
Yes.
Okay, when the water or power is shut off, how long does it take for that water to get to room temperature, let's say?
I would have no idea because I wouldn't use it because I want to save it. I'm sure it takes days.
What I'm telling you is that water will stay hot for a very long period of time, holding in that thermal energy.
Yeah, but that doesn't do me shit for electricity.
Hold on. Imagine that on a large scale. Instead of using batteries like lithium-ion batteries to store water, we use hot water to store that thermal energy.
That thermal energy is not enough to power.
What do you mean it's not enough to power?
It's not enough to power farm equipment.
You got to understand.
What are you talking about? Energy is energy. As long as you have enough energy, you're able to power what you need to have powered.
Okay, who's going to build the equipment? Who's going to build all these? Who's going to build all these things?
My understanding, we don't
And
have
I have
a
a
whole
better
lot
question for you. I even have a better question. Where's the market?
I'm not sure of what technology we have.
Electricity. This freaking live stream is running on power right now.
Yeah.
What technology do we have?
Where is the demand for the electric?
Hot water to electricity.
It's called steam.
I'm
Steam
saying
power?
it's
No,
an
no, no,
option
no.
that we could look into.
Steam, the water has to be above boiling. Okay, you can't take 10,000 gallons of 99 degrees Celsius water and boil it away.
Let's see. No, I don't need the equations.
Jill, scroll up. You hop on the chat. Hop on the panel.
Should be pinned if you want to talk about it.
Jill does say, if you read my chats out loud, I have a balanced view on it. Elihu, I think both are needed. My views are being misrepresented by not reading them out fully. So let's go back up. Let's go back up
10:21 a.m. Oh, 3:20.
to Jill comes in and says hello. Okay, we'll jump ahead. Jill says peer review is very important and excommunicated, I believe, which were things I was talking about. Okay, yes. So Jill says, whether the changes are man-made or not is irrelevant to me, as the biggest issue is energy production. And it's obvious the cleaner the energy, the better. But wiping out dirtier fuels will lead to poverty. So you can't do that either.
Well, the production of the automobile made carriage production obsolete, so they found a new job. There's always new marketing.
Well, think about this. We had but think about this. Why did everybody buy automobile? Why did people start buying automobiles? Why did the carriage go out a bit? Why did the horse and buggy kind of go away?
Because in the past, people traveled a maximum of 3 to 5 miles from the house. When the automobile was invented, people traveled an actual 20 miles, which expanded the territory, and people actually got a chance to see more of the country. It's like, hey,
what business also boomed from this? What did you need on those drives?
Michelin.
Gas stations.
Yep.
Also, you needed mechanics to fix and repair things.
Mm-hmm.
Whole new industry.
And as we all know, that things like
nothing bad happened.
Hold on, things like electric cars don't need fueling stations of any sort. We know that they don't need
charging stations. Where are they going to put the charging stations? You're going to put them at the gas station.
I'm being sarcastic, NB.
Well, if you look at but I mean seriously, when you look at the charging, say, listen, if you want to buy an electric vehicle, that's fine. I don't care. That is totally fine with anybody who wants to do that. In fact, I will be honest with you. For a lot of people who just normally commute to and from work, yeah, generally speaking, that might actually be something that, when it's affordable, might be something people could be interested in. Right now, there's not really that big of a demand in the market for it. You've also got to think, one of the things my friend had who had a Tesla was, when he would do his trips, because he'd do his road trips in his Tesla, is, he had to go to places where he knew that, there was a charging station.
Lack of infrastructure.
So until those have to become more viable, because, there's a difference there's a mentality, and I have it, where it's like, okay, I'd rather just stop at this gas station, get gas, and not have to worry about going another 40 miles to get to the nearest charging station. And it doesn't seem like there's a big demand asking for it from the public.
Well, the lack of problem here is the infrastructure, like you said. We got the means for it, but there's no way to actually charge.
If we decide to start investing now into these things, it could help in the future. The problem is people don't want to invest in these.
Yeah, who's investing in them? That's my key part there. Who's doing the investing? Who should be doing this investing?
That's the problem, is there's not enough investments. Most of the investments in green technologies are by the United States government, not by the private sector as much.
Vile. The problem I have is if we invest all this money, where are we going to get this? These we're going to need to power batteries and shit. We're just once again sending our money across to some other country to get batteries and stuff because we don't have the rare earth elements here in our own backyard. We do have the
Okay, what about
the
hold on,
oil
Bert,
and gas here that
what?
we could power.
This is not what I was talking about specifically, because I was talking about using water as a medium for thermal energy. But
Okay,
you can create
fine.
water batteries.
I don't believe you can. I don't believe the technology exists
All right,
to
see you next
create
time,
large
Jill.
scale water
Bye.
batteries.
Why not? Why can't we start doing large scale water batteries?
Well,
I don't think the technology exists.
well, could be like anything else.
Okay,
Maybe
right.
some entrepreneur needs to get out there and invent the damn thing. Stop waiting on your stupid fucking government to do
Right.
it because obviously they ain't
As
getting
of
anywhere with it.
as of 2021, 18 states in the United States and all major regions of the country use pumped storage hydropower to store energy.
That's hydropower. That's literally
But
where you
in water battery.
no. That's where you fill up like that's basically a dam. A dam
Yes.
is storing water, and
Yes.
you're okay. But that's the change in the fall of the water via gravity is turned into work.
The
and
water
turns a
falls on the
turbine.
turbine. The turbine powers
Yeah,
in
that has nothing to do with heat.
power. No,
That's
Bert is
yes.
right.
You're not storing it because of hot water. You're storing water that you pumped up, and then later you take it down.
Said, this is not what I was talking about using thermal energy as a storage medium. I'm saying this is the other way you could store energy within water. And right now, the United States stores about 553 gigawatt hours of energy in this medium.
Okay,
Now,
because
imagine
let me tell you that there's a lot of complaints from environmentalists about dams. Every time you put up a dam, you're flooding. You're flooding a valley or something, and God knows how many species are getting moved.
I'm not talking about that right now.
But it's all part of the conversation. That using dams is not a clean way of doing it.
Is it something that you think that is a major issue then?
Oh, I know it's a major issue.
But are you saying that we shouldn't be doing it because of environmental issues?
They won't let you. The environmentalists won't let you.
I'm saying I've already been told.
I'm
saying we should be doing this.
Okay, enough about what we should be doing. You're talking about what we should be doing. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna fucking happen.
I'm also pro-nuclear energy. I'm pro-nuclear energy.
You also understand that you're not the 99% of environmentalists out there.
Because I would imagine that if we had a strong nuclear energy program that was able to use green resources like hydro, wind, solar as a enrichment program for the nuclear program, we could be energy independent fairly easily.
We could also be pretty much energy independent now, but the environmentalists won't let us.
It's not just the environmentalists. It's not just the environmentalists.
You could take all the hot air being blown from the stream and power the entire world.
It's also the tribalists.
Stop it. Let me bring you up. God damn it. I was trying to bring you up, LDG, and you kept screwing it up.
That's what you get for giving him.
Sounds like LDG.
Hail, Kuroga.
Hail on Kuroga.
No, Joe said it right.
Hurricane on Kuroga.
And now he's gone entirely.
Boo-hoo.
Well, I was trying to say it's not just an environmentalist; it's tribalist. You got tribal land you got to worry about.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
Well, in one of the reservations we have here in San Diego, they get most of their power from wind.
Well, congratulations to them. And
I'm
there's
just
other
saying.
times out here.
Not on a non-windy day. They don't.
Well, that's why you have storage mediums to hold power when you need it.
They don't.
How do you know they don't?
Because I know.
No.
I need some more coffee. I'll be right back. I can't hear you guys.
I'm almost done with my coffee.
Ugh. I can finally go get beer. I had to wait till the store. I had to wait till noon.
I got short headphones. Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Ugh.
I'm the closest to no West Side down.
Oh, man.
I guess Caddy
No,
is still asleep.
I'm gonna
because
go
she
ahead.
went for that Bonnie and Clyde thing.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream soon. Mostly because I'm almost out of coffee and my laptop's nearly dead.
That'll do
But
it.
I'm just going to end sharing one little bit of Schadenfreude. Now, this is from I think it's from a few years ago. Just to note that the Kentucky Coal Mining Museum had to switch to solar power.
It's a museum. Is that supposed to be a joke?
Coal Museum switched to solar. Yeah, that's fun.
All right. What video should I play to end? Which Strange New Worlds one should I do?
Hey, let's do some Klingon boy band.
I'm just talking about the Schadenfreude of it.
K-pop.
We'll just do the Klingon style one because that one's my favorite. All right, later, folkses.
More singing, more voices.
Hail the Klingons, hoorah! Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Hey, sexy Klingon style. Open Klingon style. Hey, sexy Klingon style.
All right, you're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining.
Now, if only it could have been edited to where you disappeared, like in the old show.
Maybe I got to tell you, it took me hours just to do that.
I don't doubt it.
But all right, later, folkses.